Top is pretty isolated here, but then again, if Coops or Lord gets spotted, gets taken down by either Top or a player from Ulf, it's going to be a little bit easier for him to find something. Ketch has been spotted. That's coming through from the Ulf. No, hang on a minute. Where is that coming from? I think that might be Ralph who's taking shots out to Ketch, but Lord is going to fall down, and Top now can start to chime in, look to pick those points away. Indeed, he does. He gets that flush. He steals that point away. And that is nasty for Enigma Galaxy. They lose another, and they're down to 2. Ralph regroups with Coops, and Top sends away. They're now on the back of the queue against Ulf to try and move their way forwards. Do they have the gumption? Do they have the power?
Coops fully stimmed up right now. Frothing at the mouth, looking for those elims. Ralph comes in from the sidelines. Might just find nothing off the back of this, and it absolutely is the case. Coops now has to make a recovery off the back. 3 seconds left on that grenade. It goes slightly wide. Might just tuck itself back in again. Ulf, in the meantime, is trying to get the rest of their players back up on the sidelines. It could be big. Sticky grenade out next. Eren extremely low.
Chucks, I think that went through the window there. Nearly takes them down, but they're behind the shack now. The info that Coops was able to gather from Ralph's roll forward.
आयशा की शादी दिन में है. It's going to be so different, right?
सब different है तो है कलर पुराना क्यों? Embrace life, one shade at a time. With Garnet Color Naturals, जिसमें है 3 natural oils. जैतून के तेल से हो बाल मुलायम, शिया करे shiny और एवोकाडो रखे महफूज. सेहतमंद बाल मतलब better color by Garnet Color Naturals.
And in the face, but can Coops get the angle? He turns around. There he goes! Coops is on a tear! Ketch is down! It's just Scarface now to stand in the face! But can Coops get the angle? He turns around, confirms the points, and into the fight he goes.
This is the missing spearhead of the spear for Enigma Galaxy. He will finally go down, but you almost saw him there in the picture-in-picture. A tiny smile on his face, despite that being one of the most insanely pressured moments for any player to be in. And Ulf is taken down by it. KRX, 9 elims on the game. It's a strong one for them, currently in second place and looking to take first after this all does conclude. But they've got to deal with Aurora, who have been once again immortal in this match.
Top and Ziol have just been marauding around these east side hills for so long, and they're actually now playing fairly close together. These nades, the peak angles that they can take, probably going to be quite profitable. Actually, Hoxie being in that shack may be a detriment to them. With the position it takes on the circle, the next zone closes dead center, he's going to have to leave first. So when does he do it? He might want to try and figure out something now.
We're into a 2v2 here. Ziol wraps around. The fact that Aurora's played on the north side, they've played back down towards the south, they have made a lot of plays that other teams try to go for and were unsuccessful in. It is magnificent, but they are down to limited materials. 3 nades, 2 smokes, 3 nades on top. He's going to try and move around the sides. If you can get up towards the shack here.
Smart. I mean, they saw that rotate away from Hoxie, and Top was trying to get that off angle, but now has to step back in as Hoxie's putting Ziol under pressure. Top yet to step into the firing line, but draws the attention and disengages the fight.
This is good from KRX, so I love the layering with the vehicles. Had to be done there to ensure that, you know, it's difficult to get one sightline onto a singular player in the vehicle. Whilst you've got 2, you may as well use them. But these nades are starting to come through now, trying to get some damage done. Hoxie's back up to 70%. That nade's on target. It's beautiful here. QXC now has to deal with the other players. Another one right up in his face. They go wide. Top's moving around the side. Aurora, a difficult beast to handle.
This is what Top wanted to do originally. The pressure onto Ziol made it too hard. Another nade, and Ziol nearly takes it down there, but Top now has the angle. He's got them on a broadside. Oh, insult to injury. Take down the down player first, but it is a duo chicken dinner coming through from Aurora.
Aurora, after that, they take second place. KRX obviously shut themselves up in towards first. It's a really good game so far from KRX over the 2 matches. I think what we've got to take from this is the consistency these boys have been able to put out compared to other teams, but Aurora certainly shows that these guys are here to play.
Goodness me, such a problem on that east side. Their crowning moment was the pressure that they put on 4 Thrives on their eastern side, moving down talk about it, so we can show
I
that.
mean, I don't need that much time.
Okay. Well,
Like 30 seconds was around enough.
you know what?
Yeah.
Pick a side, you know. Enough of this fencing. We're going into this game from Novo up to Stalborough. Heavy east lean on the plane path blank. Places like Georgia Pole, pretty inaccessible. Severny, though, for Aurora, should be pretty chill.
Well, I mean, they could do both, right? They could easily do Sosnovka. I think for Aurora, Sosnovka drop here wouldn't be a bad idea. Depends how much success they're having in Severny. You got the loot truck over there as well, so potential they want to lock in on that. But it does seem like Aurora is dropping out up towards Sosnovka. After all, Geeky, not doing badly. Not doing badly. I think that they have the right idea of it. There was that game we just saw where the greed did come through, right? We saw the eyes turn gold for a second, and then quickly they met their demise soon afterwards, the old misers of those locations. But I do think that for Geeky, there was right maneuvers being made. It's just some of that inexperience here and there is coming back to bite them in those situations. I 100% know some of those teams would have regrouped a lot sooner on that spot. Ulf also, it's a bitter pill to swallow after that last game versus Coops. But yeah, it's a tough position to play inside that shack. That's all they really had to work with. I don't think they had too many vehicles either. Otherwise, they might have just set up a bit more of a junkyard in that location. This time around, looking for small points. But again, it's shaping up quite nicely on the leaderboard. It's nice to see South Korea up in front in first place with KRX. But Aurora, 4 Thrives, Ulf, All Gamers, OG's even up there, which is cool to see. These are sort of the teams we expected.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to be looking out for it. The circle did pop during that flank, and it is heavy southeast. It looks like we're going to all corners of Erangel today. It does cut in a majority of, well, all of Novo, a little bit of that military island as well. So access is potentially there. Could potentially see some hovercraft rotations. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, what a hop. He's mad with it. Looking good, but the bullets now ringing out from the high ground. But the jet force not hitting for quite a while there. We'll finally be able to put that one to bed.
Yeah, gets him eventually, but might have had an easier time if he had the Ninetales Fury AUG skin, which you can grab in-game today. Make your rolls, make your pulls, try and get that skin, because it does look mighty nice. One of my favorite ones to come to the game so far. Everyone knows I'm sort of biased towards anime skins. Okay, it genuinely is a really good one. But RRQ is on the send-out currently. You do have Thunderstork down towards the south side. They're currently playing military. Good spot to start off with here. You have a lot of Sosnovka actually pulled into this one, but it's the amount of water involved. Hello! We are live from Paris currently. A lot of fans here with us, which is nice to see. Joining right from the beginning here to support their favorite teams.
Real mix of support from lots of different teams, fan bases. Love to see it. Getting in and amongst it. I think the Galaxy taking down the loot truck, grabbing themselves some goodies from the back, making sure they've got everything that they need, and they will be able to burst those doors wide open. Plenty of ordnance to send down range. And in they go. Coop's going to be taking on the Centra there. Is Max going to be happy? Is he going to get an MG3?
I mean, Ralph's just got a shotgun right now, which isn't ideal, but did get the level 3 vest, which might help him live for a little bit longer when he makes those crazy crashes like he did versus Ulf. Definitely a good distraction, though, to allow Coops to explode onto the scene there. But yeah, what I was talking about is a huge amount of water that's involved here. It is a gargantuan amount. And I think for a lot of players, they're quite salty about it, just like the sea, because this is giving very few areas to play. And as you move over towards that southeast side, you're on that slope down towards Mills Power. You have the Deadwoods. This is not a very fun area of the map to play in terms of when you've got 16 teams all in play right now, which is why you're seeing a very slow rollout. Most teams realize that they're going to be playing Edge for a long time off the back of this one.
Long enough to maybe see those two of our youngest fans in the crowd grow old enough maybe to play in these tournaments themselves. It's going to be a little bit of a slow one, but all for making their way. Nick Galaxy is starting to break away from Potato Hill now as well, looking to try and get away from Pachinki. On the north side, Flasher pushing in past that mansion prison area. looking to send on towards the top of the hill, towards that lumberyard position potentially, or might just draw short on the south side of prison, around those shelter entrances.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we got some loud fans in the crowd today. We got some chanting of 4T, which is always good to see. And I mean, they've got some good fans as well, and they deserve it for some of the performance they've been putting up so far. 23 points currently. Again, we got to back it off a little bit, though, coming into this game. Pull back on the gas, right? I don't think they need to go too hard just yet. They have some strong players on that team, and they have the consistency to work with. And I agree with Seven. It's probably the most smack talk I've ever heard from Falak before. He's a very respectful guy at the end of the day, despite being such a menacing game. But yeah, it is funny that the...
Save time creating content and generate a high-quality clone of your voice with 11 Labs. Change the way you record podcasts, voiceovers, and branded content with the #1 AI-powered voice generating technology. Stop searching for the perfect voice and stop wasting time re-recording take after take. Try 11 Labs for free and start elevating your content today.
At their sort of peak, yeah, absolutely. Anybody on their best day, at least 50% of the lobby, if they are on a consistently performing day at their sort of peak, yeah, absolutely. Anybody on their best day could sweep a lobby like this.
Hey, but okay, let me pitch you this.
Okay.
Let me throw you a curveball right now.
All right.
Take Doc.
Okay.
Put Doc on his best day. How many other players really live up to that hype?
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? If Doc's on his best day,
yeah,
nobody stands a chance.
How many, if we say everyone else is on their best day, still how many players live up to Doc on his best day?
Okay, yeah, fair.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You picking up what I'm putting down
there are levels to this.
There are levels to this.
There's Doc, then there's maybe Falak, sure. Maybe Coops could potentially step up there. He's been a long while coming, but I liked the little rev of the engine in that last match towards the end that he was allowed to unleash. Weirdly though,
as well.
Yeah, weirdly though, yeah, they are completely split right now. I feel like this is something that happens with Enigma Galaxy way too often, is that they just split 2 and 2 and they're opposite sides of the map.
You have to give these guys a little bit of credit right now. This is a horrendous rotation to be making. Everyone knows it's really difficult to play out here. This is a fairly central location in the circle. You leave 2 players behind to try and get looted up as much as possible. Enigma Galaxy, and then you just make this wild approach. If anything, this has worked out ridiculously well. They have 2 players over on the coastal side down towards Milton Park. If this continues to move southeast, this is not a bad spot to play. And now you have an anchor point to play off the back of. So Enigma Galaxy here, they take a huge gamble. But again, for them, gambles are required considering that first game they had of the day, which was so terrible. But they managed to get 10 on their second match. And with this, they might be able to pump that up a little bit further. So I actually don't mind this. I don't mind this.
Push up those points, get a little bit more amongst it on the tables. As the backstop for Enigma Galaxy, look at a regroup. They've got about 3 kilometers to go before they find their other duo. So a long road ahead of them on the south side, potentially fraught with danger.
Step 2, yeah.
Yeah, this is nasty.
Then maybe we can get to profit, but yeah, step 2's got to come through first.
Yeah, and they've got Aurora behind them as well. This is a pretty nasty spot, I think it's safe to say, for the backstop. The circle does go a little bit more land-based, but it still cuts in maybe 20% water here, Blank. Keeps that prison position in. The hills to the north of Milt are up towards that lumberyard, the Deadwood as well. Teams are going to have to try and find their place amongst the trees. It is going to be quite close for all of these teams. A bit too close, I think, for most of their liking. I think that's the, yeah, that's 4 Thrives coming across the backstop duo of Enigma Galaxy, but nobody's slowing down. They want to get into the circle.
There's a lot of places to play here. We are kind of focusing up around lumberyard, so we have that high ground in play, which is going to cut out a little bit of a cone around that central area of this circle. You see, amazing, no one's playing up towards Mansion. No one cares about the Popka. Let's try and get ourselves as central as possible, work our way into this one. Not a lot of fights going through. Teams more focused on the wheel. 10 and 2 right now to get into this circle. So we'll get a secondary close on this one coming up shortly. Enigma Galaxy move over further towards that northeast side. They are just about eking their way in.
Okay.
Up against a 40 though.
Good opener for them, looking for more against the Cypher, but they go down 1 and 2. Heavy blows dealt towards Geeky, but there is an answer, and it's Falak and the Cypher now looking to try and take on Sapg and Kevin from down below, moving that hovercraft into position, but that could trap the nade in with them. A Cypher in danger, has to step in.
Nice.
Can hop out, can he go for the rest? No, there's another nade, and T24 is a goner. A Cypher stays alive though with the protection of the hovercraft. It's going up in smoke, it's on fire now, forced out, more nades. DK playing siege to them. IQ wanted to try and stay alive here, but he's bleeding. Falak's nowhere to be seen on this fight.
IQ's down to 4 thrives, go down to 2 once again. This is a real rough approach over the last 2 games. Even Ulf's getting involved now. They got some good shots there, able to do a little bit more damage to Zypher on a sticky situation. Alula actually not a bad spot. We haven't seen too much out of this team so far. All gamers were instant towards the central of the circle. And they are playing around that lumberyard area.
This is pretty good news for QM DRX on that north side to see 4 thrives, losing 3 of their players early. A team that's chasing going down. Aurora also losing a player. They're pretty happy. GK going down to 2. First place is looking pretty nice right now for them. But remember, this is a chase for top 5 for direct qualification spots here in Group A and indeed in Group B after this. But it's always good to have an early lead. And that is exactly what they're going to be looking to do here. For Q1 DRX on the north side, they are chilling.
Yeah, KRX fighting right now. They are having a good time of it. Looking to push that points count a bit further upwards. Circle does move back down again. You know what, Enigma Galaxy, again, this is a massive gamble. I completely agree with you, right? They've hit 7s across the board, though, and it's worked out. It has worked out for them. They even got themselves a loot crate. I mean, that is lucky. That is a little bit lucky. But we'll see what they can get done with it, because, again, Enigma Galaxy has thrown away a lot of end games in the past, even though they get themselves there. I think Coops is that secret bit of sauce that they do require to get into those end games and play them out well.
Ah, this must be how Aurora lost their player. 2 orangutan there. Doc, yeah, just caught out in the open.
Yeah.
Slow start of the vehicle.
You know what? Aru is looking really good today. I think for Aru, there was always that question for OGs that does the gun skill live up to the hype here at PMWC? Seems like these guys have been doing a lot of work in the back end here, and Aru is showing up as the leader. Zypher will go down. It's 4 thrives now out. The first team to leave us here, 16th place.
Very tricky rotate coming through for them. They got split up. They couldn't quite convert over towards GK on their engagement. It looked like they had a really good opener, but the shots just weren't landing. It was unfortunate, but they do fall for it. Aurora, they're looking to keep things trucking though. And remember, we know what they can do with a duo. We've given them an extra player this time around. They're on 3, and they've already opened up for an Elim. They're in a pretty cheeky little spot there as well. Controlling quite a lot of the open ground towards those mill to power positions, towards mini mill to power as well. The warehouses on that south side could be a pretty powerhouse spot.
That's right. In mill to power.
Oh, power.
Little stock here. I mean, for Ulf, they're playing the ridge side down towards the side of crates. It's not a horrible place to play, but it really depends on the next circle, right? It's so hard to know where it's going to go because it's still folding over towards Deadwoods. It's still folding back the other way towards mill to power, as well as mini milter. I'm curious to see how they want to play this out. Goat's really trying to pull the elastic band both ways. They're dead center of it all. Good shots though from Genforce. I mean, he's been on a bit of a tear today with a massive recovery over on Rondo. Now looking to put the hurt in over towards Flower H.
Just a couple of petals left on that rotate there, but somehow managing to escape with a little bit of life left in him.
He knocks me not.
He knocks me not, seemingly the conclusion on that one. I can get some healing done. Sprout anew. With 3 players alive on the west side. Gaming Stars nade over towards X-Force rejects. And another one puts the cat amongst the pigeons and takes down Shiva as well. They're not going to be able to get this forward duo back up. Look at the backstops. They're not for moving. Not one bit.
Maniac getting some good damage in. My goodness me, what a horrendous circle. Sent over towards the northern side. Look at all the water in play. Ulf just got sent a lifeline though. Kelsey.
पहली बात तो ये कि हम ये कोई 1 महीने या 2 महीने से तो सेल कर नहीं रहे। हम 9 साल से पाकिस्तान में इस प्रोडक्ट को सेल कर रहे हैं। 3 लाख से ज़्यादा हमारे कस्टमर्स हैं। फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम, टिकटॉक, यूट्यूब, गूगल, हर तरफ हमारे एड्स चल रहे हैं। तो अगर इतना बड़ा क्लेम हम झूठा कर रहे होते तो अब तक हमारे खिलाफ वीडियोस नहीं बन चुकी होती, लोग हमें एक्सपोज नहीं कर रहे होते। सिंपल सी साइंस इस प्रोडक्ट की। आपने इस प्रोडक्ट को यूज करना है 30 दिन तक। 30 दिन तक इस प्रोडक्ट को यूज करना है लगातार, सुबह दोपहर शाम। और अगर आपका वजन तकरीबन 5 से 6 किलो तक कम नहीं होता हमारी गाइडलाइंस को फॉलो करते हुए, तो आपको ये वेट लॉस सोल्यूशन हमें वापस करने की भी तकलीफ उठाने की जरूरत नहीं है। आप सिर्फ व्हाट्सएप एक मैसेज कर दें, ये प्रोडक्ट भी अपने पास रख लें, वापस करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है। और व्हाट्सएप एक मैसेज कर दें और आपके पूरे पैसे हम वापस कर दें और ये प्रोडक्ट भी अपने पास रख लें। ऐसी गारंटी पाकिस्तान में तो क्या एशिया में अभी तक किसी ने नहीं दी।
Chance at least a top 3 here is Gaming Stars to ensure that Kelsey gets back to the team, because they know of all people inside this lobby that they have a fantastic chance at least a top 3 here from this position, but they need to be a 4-man. They have to be a 4-man. Kelsey gets back towards the squad, and this is a great start for them. The rest of the teams will be starting to flow on in now. You've got Aurora down towards that south side, but likely they'll stick around here for a little bit longer, understanding that Mini-Milter, as well as the compound down towards the south, likely will move in the near future, can pick themselves up a couple of eliminations there, and they might be in the next circle too.
Ooh, okay. All right. I feel like if you've made your predictions over on the EWC app, then if you put Ulf in, you might be pretty happy right now. It's a little bit difficult potentially if they have to move away from the coastline. I feel like if you put Nick Galaxy in as a prediction as well, that could have been a pretty decent shout.
And a surprising one.
Yeah, I think certainly given the start of this match, right? But looking at the rest of the lobby, there is a lot more danger on the western side. Ulf taken down with a long-range shot from Mini 14. Might be Reservoir though. And Ulf are down to 2 active though.
Yeah, it's 2 players that went down in the front line. Basically, Scarface and Ketch absolutely have to instantaneously help there. It's not the case. Ooh, I mean, I think maybe the 2-2 split was just unfortunate. Alula also get involved, and this is a 4v2 if it comes down to it. Scarface and Ketch got a big old task ahead of them.
Oh, they're going for one, and actually, X-Force Rejects going to slow Gaming Stars potentially from getting involved as a third party on the north side, taking one of their players out. Maniac is down. But you've got Q and DRX on that north side as well, who have yet to fully regroup and make their way forwards. A lot of pressure is going to be felt by the positions on the coastline. This southwest side that we're on board with now does need to conclude, as Flash are rolling around the ridge lines, but not quite able to find the opener. They only have 3 players, and RRQ are waiting. They are ready to see who emerges from this one and how many points they can earn from it.
AJL can make the move out here. Bows are running in alongside with a blue. I mean, respect XZZ. I would 100% feel like that was the knock as well. Looked away in that moment. More pressing matches ahead of him. As Zeus backs down. Thundertalk also shots over towards Furia. Furia getting absolutely decimated as they try and pull out from Milter. Now Nigma Galaxy, they're just going to play it off of the power grid here.
Oh, Orangutan trying to move parallel to Flash. AGAL as well, but nobody's looking happy as everybody's losing players. 2 players on the backline, maybe Reservoir if they're quick about it. As Flower looking to pull a player back to his feet, but they won't care. DRX on that north side. They should just be able to tear this one through if RRQ don't get to them first, because they are slamming straight into the south flank.
RQ, yeah, you're right. They are absolutely rinsing squads at the moment with good shots through the smoke. We'll take down Freeran to start things off. Hoxie also took an unfortunate knock and will be flushed out because of it. Aru and Wizgod looking to stay alive, but it's just down to Aru now. Molotov off towards the right-hand side. It's not quite on target. Immediately, Aru's going to swing round. Lepar has to win this. We'll find Aru. Naraku lives to see another day, but with just 1 player to do it. It is going to be him as the Wanderer inside of the circle. It's going to be close, but should get the first aid.
Looking for more loot as well. Stage 5 is just about survivable for long enough. Hops in. pops the bandage as well. Doesn't have any stims ticking him up just yet, and actually he's going to go straight towards Aurora. Not in the zone either, so has to take a beat to try and get some healing done. Only 2 nades to try and find an opener, and it is just Rufus in this location for the time being. The rest of Aurora look at a regroup now, though, and it's going to get more dangerous for Lapar in the next 20 seconds.
Hell, you know what? Enigma Galaxy could go all the way on this one. And it really could be a Galaxy big brain move on the early game to go for that rotate so early away from the rest of the lads at Pachinki. I love it. I really love it. I like the fact that they didn't feel dismayed after that first game. Watching Satan with his head on the pillow was pretty crushing for me, honestly, because I know how that must have felt. I can try and understand it. But for them to come out with this kind of maneuver in Game 3, love it. I really do love it. And if it pays off, that will give them some great confidence into the future.
Or maybe it could be a false positive, you know, like this. It's so difficult to call things like that. Aurora suffering heavily. They are still 3 players alive, and all 3 are in the zone, but they're under a lot of pressure. This is Lapar actually doing the damage. Over towards Popsiol has popped all of those smokes around him to try and keep his teammates safe, and I think they're going to get this res. Gaming Stars under pressure. As the Kawum DRX managed to move into position, but look at the step up. Biddy gets rebuffed, and it might just be going south for the Koreans. As TRE just has to stare from behind the tree as Biddy falls down on location. 2 players now, and the north side getting dismantled. Gaming Stars holding strong. The nade doesn't connect.
TRE still alive here. Next nade might be on target. Explodes by the side of KRX. He's down. Gaming Stars right now looking awesome, but are now down to just 2. All for weather the storm, but man, they would have loved to have more players up there. And it was very livable down towards that south side. I think they wanted to keep tabs on that northern edge, though. It is just really good shot screen from Gaming Stars to 1-2 punch both Kelsey and Aaron. Again, potentially is a moment there where one of the players should have just dropped back, smoked up, rather than trying to re-aggress on that trade. But we didn't quite see exactly what happened there, so we just don't know. Next circle comes through. Enigma Galaxy have to move. They're one of the only teams outside the circle right now. Aurora look to back it out slightly, but it is just sitting ahead of them from Thunder Talk.
I think they're going back for vehicles here. They want to get a little bit of speed into this one. They are the only team with 4 players alive. Looks like, yeah, they're going to step in. He's waiting for the right time. Okay, yeah, they're recalculating, recalibrating, and they're going to try and move forward. So you imagine that they're going to be trying to pop smokes potentially over towards Goat's direction.
1 vehicle.
And down the hill. They're covering their rotate.
Okay, Ralph's going to stick behind. Makes sense. Sitting's directly underneath, not going to cause any problems.
Might do.
1 vehicle does move up. Gets into position, some damage sent through.
Oh, if one of them takes a heavy hit and drops down to try and preserve the health bar, it could be that Sitting's just going to wait and take those shots. He's still in the zone and he hasn't made a move for a long, long time. I don't know if they're aware of his position.
Ralph is very low. They know roughly where they're coming from now, and Ralph opted to stay behind just in case, but his approach is going to be very difficult. Going to have to get on his belly and snake his way in. Smoke's going to have to be used here to get him up into position. Yeah, but for Goat, these buildings are crucial right now. And the game will slow down massively, at least for the time being. Aurora's got a coupe to work with. That's about it. Not the most denser vehicles either. That will go up in flames pretty quickly.
Well, it depends who's taking shots, because I don't think Enigma Galaxy can go for the full volley at the moment. Goat don't necessarily have the angles to go for a full team volley at it at the moment. It depends on where they're trying to go for Aurora, but I feel like they've got a little bit of time, maybe about 5 seconds of runway to play with before that will just go down. And 5 seconds is enough to do quite a lot.
Quick sweep round. Get a little bit of information. See where those shots do come from. They have the sightlines.
And they've been marshalling it ever since in the hands of Satan. Earlier in the Elim feed, I forgot to bring it up, but they did manage to pick that one up, I imagine, very early from the loot truck in Pachinki. And they've been marshalling it ever since in the hands of Satan. Nades on in. Trying to find the player, sneaking his way through. Not quite connecting this time. Gaming Stars, the team to draw our current table toppers to a close. PUBG did fall to them. They couldn't quite push through on the north side.
They know there's another team here because they didn't fully finish out Ulf there, so they know the rest of the squad must be further down. Oh, you must be joking me. It drops over towards Nigma Galaxy on that southeast side, but for Thunder Talk, 3 points. 3 points.
Absolutely. They should be able to survive probably up into a third place after this. Aurora still taking so much trouble from Lepar. I think with this circle, though, for Aurora, what are your choices here? Is it just go for go?
I mean, you could probably try and rock up over towards where Ulf is playing on this north side. It's a hell of a dash for yourself, but if you can try and get yourself in and amongst the rocky outcrops, is probably the best way to go. Because if you try and crash Nigma Galaxy, you get shot at by Go, and Go is going to be a hard crash and a half.
Well,
they're going to go for it, but 2 players go down instantly. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no good option there for Aurora. But PUBG going to be pretty happy with 8 teams still alive. It's only a single placement point that they would find, so they may just be able to maintain their spot at the top. It really doesn't feel like there's 8 teams alive in this circle, Blank, but there's so many stragglers and only 1 team with 4. Of course, Nigma Galaxy, with their mad dash earlier, able to do a lot of work from this cliff top. The 4 Elims they found. Reefus is crawling forwards. The bar finally goes down. That allows Reefus a lot more latitude for movement.
Yeah, it does, but also Ulf now is giving away their position. Rough idea of where they are. Good shot again. I mean, Ulf's spotting him. Ulf is spotting him. I said he could see a marble from a mountaintop, but just as easily finds the marble in the grass as well. Now looking down over towards them. Reefus is the last to fall, and from 8 we go down to 4.
Very, very quick. And remember, there is still that solo, so it's pretty much 3. Thundertalk leaving their lone wreck down on the bottom of the cliffs, shotgun in hand, cowering underneath the rocks.
Yeah, I like how I gave a little bit of love over towards Force, and he's been offed early on in this game. Okay, shots coming through from Kedge. I mean, what else can you do, really? I mean, Nigma Galaxy has a lot of control here. Go's gonna have to push out, and Nigma Galaxy's fairly easily covered. It is wild the amount of water that's still in this circle, and finally we pull back to the benefit of Go. They're gonna be very happy with this one.
They keep one of their buildings in, although not all of them looking super happy. However, they're really not in any danger right now. They can just put their players around this building, not really worry too much because they know everybody else is over on this cliffside.
It's an impossible game for everyone but Nigma Galaxy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You think? You reckon?
Yeah.
I think with good circles, Goat might have a chance.
And what circle are you looking for?
Southwest, southwest,
stage
southwest.
9.
Oh yeah, that's the point. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
We do have to end the game at some point, John.
No,
Okay.
let's keep it going forever.
Yeah, I mean, if we could get a stage 11, it'd be great, but I just don't see anyone else winning this. As we all know, when you play in these areas, as soon as you come out to this open ground here, it is a death sentence. If they had vehicles, maybe they could hit a flying V over towards the loot crate. They have to move now. If Go wants to win the game, they have to move now whilst they're fighting.
They have to read it. They have to get out. But do they have the smokes? Are they in position? Do they have the vehicles even to make this one move forwards? I believe that they do. Another nade over the top from Lord as the backlines are keeping Nigma Galaxy on 4 players. Ketch gets rezzed, and now they're back as 2. Another nade goes long. They're not quite finding it. They're holding out. A nade forwards, catches them on the backline, takes them super low, but it's not quite enough to stop Coops and Lord rolling on forwards. And Lord is down. Coops is low. Where are Goats, Blank? Where are they?
I mean, to be fair, they left Satan behind with the MG3. That's a good weapon to hold on. But finally, they're thinking, potentially, we got to make a move off the back of this. They've been setting up this smoke train for quite a while. This is good, actually. I quite like this from Go. They have to take this opportunity. It's a little bit late, but again, it takes a long time to set up those smoke trains. Sitting is very happily looking for his 2nd place.
He can hope. 3rd place right now, guaranteed for him. a nice little boon to Thunder Talk to get them off the bottom of the tables. Hopefully, a big nade. Takes a lot of damage off the MG3 angle as well. Over onto Satan. That's going to force him to go for the heal. And he's down.
That's bad.
The
That is
MG3
bad.
out, and Ralph now is isolated. Foopsman on the top of the building has got that high ground advantage to potentially find Ralph. The drop down came through from Lord as well. He's down in the water. He's looking for the last straggler from Thunder Talk. They kind of know where he's going to be now, and they're scouting it out, but they may have overcommitted to this split. Lord needs to get back into an angle where he can contribute to this fight.
Yeah, no, I mean, sitting is still here. Could cause a big problem for them. Starts to get his way back up the hill right now. Like you said, getting the MG3 down is really bad news. Good shot from Coops once again. He has to be the man of the moment right now. Coops on the back line is a big deal for them. But the circle is starting to push them in. This is where it gets hard. Goat wasn't able to create enough of an opportunity. Killer Joe with some good shots back that way.
Putting them back and giving them a scare. Killer Joe does go down, and Coops now steps up for more, but Foopsman's not suppressing the angle. Goat playing with two, and they're on the cliff. Lord is down. Coops now under pressure, and they are melting underneath it. Thunder Talk, they do finally fall, but it's only one player. It's all up to Coops, and he's dropped down.
Coops has fallen off. I mean, for Enigma Galaxy, it felt like they just crumbled like a stale biscuit underneath. Go tough. Moxie looking down towards Coops. He's the final player left alive, and Go is going to be able to get up to the three-man. Where was Lord? Where was Ralph's rebuttal on that western side? And Coops goes down to the zone. Goodness me. Go get themselves the win. I mean, Jackie was right all along.
Moxie hits them with the Riz here in Paris. They are able to find the chicken dinner on what seemed to be an impossible scenario. I feel
figured out what did we do wrong, how are we going to correct it. They got to start making those corrections right here, right now, as we get into the final air gale of the day.
Yeah, man, it's going to be intense out there, Jukes, and you're absolutely spot on. It feels like you could cut the tension with a knife as we navigated over to the casting overlook, kind of the perch that we're set up on, and it's a good spot to be.
KRX leading it with 32, but it was your boys, GOAT Team, that ended up winning that last one, Jackie.
I do it every year, bro. I don't know how. I always get that feeling, that tingle in the air, and I could smell it. GOAT Team. Yeah, it might be a slightly different roster. They've made adaptations. They're trying to see how they can improve, what they can do differently to dominate out there. And like I said, you got to ramp a little bit, but they're starting to get that speed now, Jukes.
There we go. And yeah, that last match was so interesting, right? We saw Nick McGall. Oh, I can actually forget that. Let's talk about this, because it looks like we got a little bit of a hot drop situation. And X-Force Rejects are going to have the numbers, the shotgun. Oh, he misses it. Ooh. Can he do something with that knife, though? He's going to have to make a huge play. Swan, oh, he tried it, but not able to make it happen.
Oh, swinging with the blades, coming in swiftly, sprinting by. Nice couple quick shots, get it dealt with, and already we're into a bit of action then on the drops.
Couple players going down early here. Really interesting. So it looks like, you know, X-Force Rejects are going to lose a player as well. So a good, solid trade here. But guys, make sure you join that Naruto event. Get some of those insane skins. If you haven't already, I'm telling you, the best collab PUBG Mobile has done yet. I am not kidding. You guys got to go check it out immediately.
It was cheeky. I mean, kind of reminiscent of what we saw there with the Naruto run with the blade.
Yeah.
They've been playing the event. They're fired up for it. We'll see if we get too much action out of this as well. Close proximity from two squads that have been on the tips of our tongues over the course of the day. We had that beautiful interview from Kalaris there, speaking to Geeky, getting the insights. Obviously, that's going to be GOAT Team, fresh off the back of their prior chicken dinner in the last game. So if they get into a bit of a scrap early on, could be some heat on that one.
Yes, that is true. You can see GOAT Team starting to move up there. You got Killer Joe trying to find some sight lanes. DK playing this very quietly. You got Ragnarok in the front line. He doesn't want to give away his position just yet, because if he does, GOAT Team could definitely realize that this player's isolated. Let's full send and get that easy elimination. So yeah, Ragnarok gonna have to play this very carefully.
Killer Joe on the move through the ground floor. Tommy gun in the hands, going to get a little bit of loot in on the go as well. But do they know what lies above On the upstairs floor, Moxie joining the crew. The molly's on point. Ragnarok burning as the flames start to emit. Quick drop out the window, Jukes. Can he get a drop on them to reposition? Tucks in, hits the prone.
He's got to run for his life at this point. Yeah, I mean, they heard that footstep. They threw that Molotov, and Ragnarok was on fire. Instant smoke there. Hopefully his teammates are going to be able to get some sight lines on this and gives him some support fire. But it's the Foops man with that off angle, making it so difficult to try and help Ragnarok here.
It's a good early pre-fire as well from Killer Joe, at least getting the fear into him. That's a response, though. You speak of Foops, and this time he's been deflated early.
Yeah, I think that with Foops going out here, Goat, you got to just disengage. Yeah, just take off. You know, you lost a player. Now you're at a big disadvantage. EK are going to look to punish this, though. They are on the move.
Bad boy coming in swift. That's another knock as Force falls. Moxie just looking to get away and be the sole survivor. Like you said, though, Jukes, this is work.
What is the definition of extraordinary? Today, the extraordinary downtown Giga has a new breeze that will set sail to the final chapter of Goldcrest View's community. Welcome to an extraordinary Goldcrest breeze. Welcome to extraordinary rewards.
Going back to the lobby.
Yeah, we're in constant flux today.
Right, just one mistake can instantly just be a domino effect to you going back to the lobby.
Yeah, we're in constant flux today as well. Things are going to be changing, right? Day one, start to get the jitters out of the way for some of the squads, and especially for a team like GOAT, historically, it's felt like they played much slower on those early games. They don't like to force fights if they can avoid it till late mid-game circles. So obviously running into an uncomfortable team to start there. Could they have got that pick on Ragnarok and Bill? Maybe, but that's not the timeline we're living in.
Yeah. Hey, great disengage from Ragnarok, though, right? I mean, he got volleyed. He immediately put himself in a good position to get supported, and it was really that anchor, right? Foops. Like, if he was able to get a knock there, it would have went the entire other direction. But, hey, hindsight is 20/20. Right now, we got Aurora on the move with 30 points in second place, trying to get into that northern side. This is a tough circle, considering that it could still hard shift on over to military. But I think if you're Aurora, you definitely want to put yourself in a good position just in case.
Little cut over there to the Moxie POV behind the wheel, just trying to keep his individual life going. Meanwhile, you can see some of the establishment of our other squads, like you say, Aurora on the move, getting themselves back down into a position to build on this one. There's your Ulf cameo as well, monster truck in the back.
There they go, yeah, Ulf on the move here. Everybody trying to center up. You got 4 Thrives already taking that beautiful bridge position, so they're going to be the anchor beings here for this one. If that zone goes south, they'll have a great position for it. I like what I saw from Aurora there. They went to that edge of that circle, just trying to catch maybe a sneaky player on rotation, trying to soak up some points, but when they didn't find anything, all right, let's go ahead and prioritize circle here.
Smart plays, the talented squads that I think a lot of us want to see really get into that stride that we know they have. High skill ceiling, Jukes, so maybe they can build on this one.
Yeah, things definitely slowing down here, for sure. And it definitely should. I mean, it was kind of tough to see a couple players go out so early, but with the southern plane path, sometimes you got some players just trying to do some split loot, and one little bad drop could definitely punish you. Still 58 remaining here, so still plenty of time. A lot of action to be had. Unfortunate for the side of GOAT. Yeah, we got X-Force Rejects losing a couple players as well. But we're still getting things going here. And you can see Alula Club right in the coastline with a super safe rotation.
Yeah, playing it close to their chest. It's going to bide their time on this one, stay in a very safe area. Map feed boding well for their timeline that's yet to come. Bit of a cut over as well. We can see what the setup is here. KRX caught a whiff of the back line. Few shots, the info goes both ways.
Yeah, RRQ just, hey, just put some shots downrange and say, hey, stay away. You know, we'll fight a little bit later as we get into those later stages. but this position has been taken. Next zone does pop, and it goes dead center. All right, so yeah, military definitely out of play at this point. We are going to go to that northern island. You can see Aurora down south. Going to have to make that bridge cross. And on the other bridge, we got AGAL and Gike going to have to make that late rotate.
Yeah, a lot of water in play here as well. So like you say, for 4-5s to potentially be able to build off the back of this one on that slightly delayed rotation over the bridge could get a bit messy as this develops.
Now teams just trying to put themselves into a solid position. Wolf are going to be looking for one here. A lot of open fields in this northern spot. Maybe they're going to be hoping that for a northern shift. But for right now, 4-Thrives are going to be holding this hillside, and that is the dominant position in this zone. Furia just forced to take the warehouse. Still a great spot as well. And we'll see just how this decides to play out in the next couple minutes.
Yeah, see if Fowler can run it straight back as well with the incredible performance he's had today. As an individual, been absolutely out there hulking out, mate. Some of the connections he's had have been brutal scenes. So Falak, will it be happening once again? Read from the distance. He's got an idea of the two squads that are in close proximity here. Put a bit of fear over towards Furia, but doesn't overcommit. Got the backup coming in now as well.
Yeah, here they go. Just everybody just playing some pop shots over, playing a little game of keep away. And 4-Thrives are going to have, I'd say, the best position in this circle so far. Let's see where the next zone goes. And yeah, Falak just putting some shots onto those vehicles. Going to make it very difficult for a team like Thunder Talk to rotate away from this. And I'm surprised we're seeing Thunder Talk take that little, actually just an open air. I mean, yeah, they just got busted out on rotate. That's tough.
Might work out all right for the delay rotation there for Gike as well with the setup. Hovercraft in the distance, jet ski up. Hey, that's a summer camp play.
There you go. He's going to be headed straight to that hovercraft. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I guess Gike just abandoned that bridge play. They're like, you know what? Let's just try to cross the water here. And a hovercraft's definitely going to help do that. Meanwhile, Aurora gonna hold on to this bridge, so they're gonna be just edging through that circle little by little. Did see a little bit of action though in that elimination view. I believe that was Orangutan getting some shots downrange.
Even with the hovercraft in play here, it's the back line over towards the bridge side. Instantly visually confirmed by Aurora. They won't play their card yet though, trying to catch you if you do go for the wrap over. Uh-oh. Bit of a stagger there, Duke. Start to dump the magazines off the back of it.
Dude, this just goes to show you the level these guys are playing at. Just the tiniest mistake, just punish. Ragnarok, you know, still has that hovercraft there, but a lot of damage went into it. That's pretty much the meta at this point. Like, you see a hovercraft, shoot hovercraft.
Yeah.
Just try to take it out as soon as possible. Uh-oh. AGAL playing it very close here to 4-Thrives. 4-Thrives are going to go ahead and give up the hillside and take the buildings just south of that hill. But now, yeah, AGAL going to hold this spot for now, and Aurora are pushing up on that bridge little by little.
Look at that awkward setup on the bridge as well with the hovercraft. Gike pull the plug on it, back off towards main Sivnovka there and get a bit of looting on by the base. That is where Moxie was last spotted as well. This could be a free pick onto him there and then convert off the back of that if they're a bit unfortunate in terms of their placing. And like you say, Aurora do complete their rotate over, find a little bit of hard cover to get set up with a relatively acceptable split from them thus far. And Furia still hunkered down, just listening out, with 4-Thrives just commanding a bit of respect from their setup. It's been good damage done, disarming some of the vehicles as well to make any escape plays far harder, Jukes. So strategic, if quiet, from them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a smart play. These guys are in 4th place right now, 25 points on the board. Just get a good central position and just reach that end game. So they're hunkered down in the main coverage of these buildings, but those buildings are a little bit weak to that hillside. But for now, nobody's going to be making that push, because if you do, that's instant third-party city. So good decision for these teams just to kind of just wait things out, all right? Let's just kind of move little by little, inch by inch, and then let the zone decide when this fight's going to start.
And we love to party as much as the next person, Jukes, but a third party just don't hit the same, does it?
It does not. It does not. 2's a party, 3's a crowd. And right now you're gonna see Aaron get shot out of the vehicle there. Nice shots there from Aru. Catch in big trouble, and Orangutan with the drive-bys, putting in work.
Yeah, the Bizen getting ballistic already as the damage is being done, leading out full gangster as he lights them up. Scarface in the back though lets it rip, and that's the first knockback up.
Round 1. Round 2.
Commit to that just a little bit quicker, but then you got Nigma Galaxy on the other side. Gaming Stars with the third party punishing it. And I think Orangutan had to really commit to that just a little bit quicker, but then you got Nigma Galaxy on the other side. This is what I'm talking about. You try to take that fight a little too early, and you're gonna get punished as Ragnarok gets naded, and Aurora Gaming are pushing into the zone.
Okay, Doc up close as well, cooking this one. Let's see if the shrapnel will be able to blow him away.
What?
Wow. How on earth has he been able to prevent damage from that divine intervention, but still slain with the same result at the end? So Aurora taking away space and locking down their safe area for now. Meanwhile, GOAT lose their last representative as Moxie is out.
Next zone just pop, and it does head on over to that northeast side, and it is hitting the edge of that circle there. So pretty big hardship, especially for a team like RRQ that was sitting over there in Ferry Pier. They're gonna have a tough one moving into this next zone. KRX are gonna have to do the same. Let's see how things start to play out. Those squads that are holding a great position so far, you got 4 Thrives sitting pretty, AGAL, Furia. Pretty much everybody else is gonna have to move on in as Maniac gets knocked to Alula.
Yeah, Maniac not dancing on this one. No smooth moves on the dance floor as Alula start to build off the back of it and see if there's anyone else they need to remove from the equation as they do flush through onto him.
There we go. Now we're starting to see that elimination feed light up. Nigma Galaxy, hey, putting in some work here. 5 eliminations to start things off. The most in this lobby so far. So they're cranking up the heat. Getting some points on the board. Definitely needed. Claws has eyes on Satan though, and Satan, woo! Hitting that U-turn real quick.
Handbrake on that one, Jukes.
See ya.
He's burnt the clutch, but the damage is still being done, and Yusuf was tucked into the back for so long. Let's forget about him.
Wow.
He gives him a reason to remember the name. Headshot into the back. That's another one down.
That's how you do it there. Yusuf in the blue zone. He knows he's probably going to go out here, but is able to get 2 clutch points, especially if he gets this confirmation onto Claws. And they need all the points they can get. Nice shots with that Scar. Red Dot, unfortunately, getting taken out there by Quick.
It was Swift as well. Lives up to the name on the response from the Org as he hits there. The Claws off the back of being downed. Eats it from the blue coming in as well. From a good start, it starts to unfold. Meanwhile, back over on a different POV, we can see Aurora continuing on their warpath. Doc's down right now. Needs someone to play medic, but the backup is on rotation. Trying to cut their losses as well and get out of there. There's limited cover with the shed. You can tuck in at least. But this looks brutal, Juice.
Yeah, it is. Jetboss barely made it to that shack there. That Marauder was on fire. Ziol is going to go ahead and get that res onto Doc. So Aurora pushing up from military, working their way little by little. They got 5 eliminations here. This is honestly where they work on their best. With the blue zone to their back, gun skill, the only solution to push into this next circle. Oh, they just have that one vehicle. Good for them. Okay, great. So they at least saved 1. And they're going to have to use it because this zone is starting to close. 20 seconds left on the clock. Things are going to definitely heat up here in this next circle.
Start sprinkling in those spices. It was KRX just off to the left side as well, and it seems like Aurora, their eyes have lit up as they do get visual onto them. Few shots back over. See if they can equalize the situation here, Jukes, and begin to build. Alula going down as well. Zone shifting upwards, and we can see where things are going to go from here. Aurora may have to fight for survival up against KRX.
Well, let's get it. Let's see what KRX could do. They are right next to Aurora when it comes to the leaderboard. So this is a pretty huge fight here. Aurora with 6 eliminations, KRX with 2 so far. Only 2 points separating the two on the leaderboards. And the blue zone is so far away from them. So this is a fight they just have to make happen. KRX getting in the vehicles. Are they going to push this? And it looks like they are. Bgmi trying to find some angles here. Ziol up close and personal. Got to hit the shots with the shotgun. He gets one, but it ain't going to be enough. KRX gets the better of Aurora.
The lights have gone out for Aurora on that one as they are silenced by the attack from KRX. Even with the quick reaction with the shotty, it wasn't enough to save the day. The plays don't pay off, and KRX can keep moving. Got to quickly get themselves suited and booted once again, though. Restore the HP and then get a move on inside towards the new zone.
Oh, yeah, they better do it quickly here. This is their opportunity, right, to really lock down that first place position before they go into Miramar. RRQ, though, did a great job of just trying to slow down their rotation. Hoxie saying, oh, come on, Blue Zone, give me a break. Give me a break here. As Bgmi said, I can't even wait for you, bro. I got to get into this next circle.
Self-preservation, Jukes, it's got to be done. Keep the dream living for all of them if he can get into a better position. Thankfully, not slain by the blue. It would have been an upsetting way to go out. But the challenges are yet to come, buddy.
Yes, they are. They are still not in this next circle, and they got an entire squad of AGAL right in front of them. Things are going to get sticky here, especially when Maple's on the squad.
Oh, yeah. Always sticky business from him. Hit some sickening shots as well. We're seeing it so far. Let's see if they can build back into a play like this up against the duo. Attention being taken off them, but Flower deals with it instantly.
Super annoying circle here for these teams. This is a lot of open field, very little coverage here to work with. That's why we're seeing so many teams out in stage 5. Usually at this level, we'll see a whole lobby with Flower H. Oh, Bgmi spinning out, and he's taking out the vehicle. Now it's Hoxie left for the squad of KRX, just trying to survive.
Smooth tracking on that. It was like first-class postmate.
And it wasn't enough. So that is KRX out. This is a huge opportunity now for 4 Thrives, Nigma Galaxy, the rest of the lobby to try to catch up to these leaders.
And this is 4 Thrives going in. Hoverhurst in the back line. T24 trying to close the gap as the shots are coming through. AGAL already dropping 2 players. Flower H has been popping off. But what can you do? Man versus machine as the hovercraft is in their face. Valak looking to assist with the nade plays once again as they're getting blown down. Backline's good. Maple removed. And that's how you wave goodbye.
What a play from 4 Thrives, not hesitating, saying, you know what, we need to take this hill, let's take this fight, and they get it done. So 5 eliminations for them. They move up to 3rd place, but Furia applying so much pressure. They know if we're going to take them out, this is the time to do so.
Woo. The detonation from the hovercraft as well, leaving IQ low, but he can top himself back up. 4 Thrives certainly living up to the name, Jukes. They've been thriving in the lobby as individuals, but as a unit as well.
The crowd is going crazy here. We can hear the 4 Thrive chants happening just right behind us. Let's see if they can make everybody proud here and make a pretty much of a miracle play. These guys have no coverage. They're gonna have to run in the wide open. Their best shot, honestly, is gonna be if 2 other teams in the circle just happen to fight and they're able to sneak on in. Other than that, though, this is gonna be a very, very difficult time for them.
The mechanical prowess would have to be on point, bro. And like you say, maybe they can smell blood in the water, set themselves up for something special here. Bit of a scout with the 2-2 split, keeping their eyes open for info. Flash taking pot shots onto Furia as well, huddling together for any kind of cover.
Man, 4 Thrives really are happy with this one because Team Flash just completely stopped Furia from being able to push on him. Flash making that big push. Furia trying to make a play from the shack here. Bose trying to get the heal off, and now Tops with the shotgun should be able to get it done here. He runs on in, and Team Flash.
आजादी से अब तक के सफर में हर घर, हर शहर, हर रिवायत ने मिलकर लिखी है हमारी दास्ताने पाकिस्तान। इन्हीं रंगों और खुशबुओं से बनी इस पहचान को मनाने के लिए कश्मीर कुकिंग ऑयल लाया आजादी ऑफर 79 रुपए तक की बचत के साथ। जश्न आजादी मुबारक।
Up and a half here in this situation.
Oh yeah, he's going to be ruthless. Absolutely giving it with the heavy artillery if they get in front of him, Jukes. So 4-5s want to play this smart. They need to be decisive with the attacks. Right now, tucked in, looking for that window of opportunity. Scouting jump spot from Lord, just trying to get a read.
We got Team Flash just holding in the open. Look at that, Tops with the welding gun there, repairing those vehicles just in case. So that way they can possibly set up a little car wall, makeshift coverage here. No terraforming here in Erangel. You got to use what you got. And right now, I think Enigma Galaxy definitely learned their lesson after the last game. Look at them, just single tapping, making sure they conserve onto all that ammunition, because they could have definitely won that last one, but just did not have it in the bags.
Every bullet worth its weight in gold right now. Little bit of a tag in the back as well from the pot shots they've taken on the vehicle. Disarm, a quick rotate for 4-5s, make it a bit more uncomfortable. It's a good split to at least have hard cover if they go for this rotation through the open. And Furia starting to get some of the same medicine sent their way. You can't hold the wide peak anymore.
Slow things down. That is going to be the name of the game here. Oh, Sadan getting picked off from Chief. Nice shots there, catches him underneath the buggy. And yeah, he's 100% getting thirsted here.
That's filthy. It was the angle he was playing for so long, forced off, it goes back out. That Elim will be stolen over by Flash. Guarantee that one. And rip an extra point away from Furia. The play itself was nice, but amounts to naught. Paris getting excited tonight as well. Day one, Jukes, and already it's starting to get a bit of energy in the building. Let's hear it!
Let's get it going, baby! Here we go! Oh, look at that. These guys are looking good here as Enigma Galaxy is gonna try and do their best to stop 4-Thrive. Top 4-Thrives in this situation. 4-Thrives. Look, it's Lord gets a knock on the Haizava. You in the back line. Now jumping in the buggy, trying to move out. Enigma Galaxy keep applying the pressure.
That's over 11 nades thrown, one after, and like you say, the mini red zone forming, keeping it uncomfortable for Cysts with a big pick to leave them in a risky position. Ralph getting hit from the side as well as Flash. See their up points, the 4-5s cannot survive, they go down.
Continue to rocket launch themselves up these leaderboards. 12. Now you got Team Flash and Furia to deal with. Shooting. Look at the bottom left. Go ahead and join that Uzumaki event.